So this is a quick video on from BookkeepingAutomation.com on the ROI for clients who, I call them bank and credit card clients. So all they do is they give you all their bank and credit card statements at the end of the year, and then you need to do the bookkeeping for them. In this particular example, our assumptions are the internal cost is about $30 per hour for an internal staff member. That includes all overheads, sick days, vacation, etc. We're going to charge this client about $2,400 to do their bookkeeping for the year. We're going to process about one transaction per 2 minutes, is what we're going to say. And then we're going to average about, when it comes to scanning, we're going to average about 3 pages per minute. And then we're going to say in this particular example, the client has 2 bank accounts and 3 credit card statements. And so we've got 60 statements. We're going to assume they're all one page, just 1 page worth of transactions, and that on each statement there is 20 rows of data. So that's going to give us about 1,200 rows of data that we need to enter for this particular client. And as a result, it's going to take us about 40 hours of work to do that work. So if we do it all manually, we're going to manually enter in all those transactions in the bank and credit card statement, then it's going to take us about 40 hours and we're going to make about $1,200. So roughly 50%. If we use extraction technology, so we're actually scanning, if we have set the scanner up properly, it should only take us about 20 minutes to scan all the documents properly. And then it's going to take you about 20 hours to enter all those transactions by using the bulk coding feature of the application. So after you take into consideration the extraction costs, you're going to make actually substantially more money. Second time round, you'll actually make even more money because you'll have leveraged our memorization feature. So the next time the client comes in 12 months later, you scan the bank statements, you upload them. Our platform will auto-code a whole variety of transactions based on the logic that you've set up. So now you just need to focus on the transactions that fall outside of that logic. Maybe they're capital expenses, for example. But because you're saving even more time, now your profitability is going to go up, and the number of hours to service this client has gone down by more than 50%. If you add in the last component of automation, which is using doxo.com or filethispro.com to automatically retrieve the bank and credit card statements, or with some banks, what you can do is they'll email out the statements, and you can add your email address or your client can add your email address to their online banking so that the data comes automatically into the platform. And at that point in time, you're not doing any scanning. So another, incremental saving in the hours. And at this point in time, you've had the memorization. You probably would have added more memorization logic to the platform to further reduce the amount of data entry work you have to do. And so your profitability goes up. And so here's what your profit would be like after about a couple years of doing the books for this particular client. And you're going from 40 hours of work to about 8 hours of work. So again, where the real value is now you can simply take on more clients because you have more capacity. So you can basically increase your profitability by about 880%. And honestly, I've cuffed some numbers here to illustrate a point, but the fact remains that it's still going to be highly profitable to leverage data extraction technology if you are a paperless company, or it's also a great incentive to become paperless so that you can leverage data extraction technology. I know that with QuickBooks Online, this is becoming less necessary because they have the bank feeds, but that's not always the case, especially for some clients who are a little bit old school, who are not comfortable with it, or some bookkeepers haven't quite jumped on that bandwagon. Here's a nice solution to help you leverage cloud technology to increase your profitability.